everyone. So this week I want to talk about triggers, and I'm really excited to share about this as I had one of my clients that I work with. She had a big breakthrough this week when she was dealing with her anxiety and just kind of like stress and anxiety. And on the surface level, it looked like it was about one thing. And then when we dug into it a little bit deeper, she realized that her emotions around this topic were really being triggered by something in the past that she hadn't quite let go of yet. So I'll explain a little bit more. So she had come to me super stressed out and anxious, and we got into it. And she was talking about how she was really stressed about her family's phone bill. She felt like it was kind of out of control. She felt like things they were getting overage charges, and she was feeling really like disrespected and stressed and kind of overwhelmed about it. And as she's telling me about it, I was listening to her talk, and it seemed like she was having some really strong emotions. And she would follow it up by being like, the money's not that big of a deal. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, what is the big deal? And it was the emotions over it. She was like, I really just want the phone bill to be correct and be the same every month. And we dug a little bit deeper, and I asked her, what is that coming from? Why is that? Because it seemed like there was a little bit more to it than, just a high phone bill. It seemed like there was something more there. And as we talked about it, she explained that she and her husband had had issues in the past, and there were a lot of connections with the phone bill. There was a lot of super high phone bills, and he was using it, and she felt disrespected, and they had some cheating in the relationship, and and she found out some of those things through the phone bill. And so it was a really cool breakthrough for her because she was trying to work on her stress and anxiety, but she was almost doing it in the wrong way, because she was saying like, okay, well, if the phone bill could just be the same every month, then I wouldn't be stressed and anxious. And what we got out of at the end of the conversation was, the phone bill could be the same every month, but that deep stress and disappointment and anxiety over the phone bill really may never go away, because she hadn't let go of that situation in the past. So it's stuff that I see come up a lot when people are trying to go through their transformation, and they are really working hard on it, but it seems like they're not getting anywhere. And sometimes they're not getting anywhere because they haven't dealt with really what's at the heart of their issues with their stress or depression, or whatever it is. They haven't worked on the core issues and released. And sometimes it's stuff that's happened so long ago that you would think like, oh, it happened months, years, 10, 15 years ago. So, it's not that big of a deal anymore. But if you're still holding on to those emotions, they can be triggering things in your life that really couldn't be, they could be something that you could just brush off and let go of if you heal those situations from the past. So as you move forward this week, I really want you to, whenever you're feeling any strong negative emotion, take a moment to either just write it down if you're not in a place to really explore it, and come back to it later, maybe at the end of the day, and think about, is something triggering this emotion besides what's happening at the present moment, and start to dig a little bit deeper on that. And I would love to hear from you guys if you anything comes up for you. I know one big thing for me is I had a lot of car anxiety, and I thought, I was like, oh, my wife just drives crazy and I just get super anxious. But when I really dug deeper, I realized that a lot of issues with my dad, we had a lot of fights in the car, and whenever he was angry, he would, drive a little bit crazy, and it made me really panicky. And I was being triggered by that in the present moment, where I would, we would like hit the brakes, and I would be freaking out and holding on, and like my heart was racing even when nothing was really happening in the car. And by kind of separating that past from my current situation, I was able to really lessen the anxiety as I started to kind of let go of those emotions that I was holding on to and connecting with this present moment of being in the car. And I've been much calmer. I've really released a lot of that anxiety and overwhelm by realizing what I was connecting it to and what those triggers were. So definitely take a look at that. I think it can be really helpful, especially if you're feeling stuck in a certain area. See if there's more there, if there's a deeper, trigger or something that it's connected to from the past emotion. I think you'll be really surprised with what you come up with. So if you have any questions or if you'd like to share, I think can be a really good topic to get out and talk about. Some stuff that we've been buried in the past. It's a good thing to just let it out. And, that's what this group is for. We're not here to judge. We're just here to be open and hear your story so you can let it go and move on. So I hope you all have a great week, and please feel free to check in and share if you'd like to. I'd love to hear from you.